Avenger or these Dodge VR 3500s.
Oh, Carrie, actually,
and start customizing the actual models that you want to talk
Carrie, actually, question from you. Let's use your VIN playbook. What do you think is, I'm sure because you guys do this all the time, that you've got a couple campaign parameters that yield the best results. So, for example, is it 5,000 or 40,000? Like, what do you think is the most realistic? Like, again, I don't want them just dialing for dollars, hoping. Hope is for the homeless. No disrespect. You know what I mean? Like, I want your strategic opinion on, if we run this campaign, this is going to be an absolute amazing telemarketing campaign. So, which one?
To be completely honest with you, Sean, this is not something that you're. I mean, I don't want to be pessimistic, but you guys aren't going to get any deals off this in the next 2 days. If you do, I'll be shocked, because the number of customers that I have that do the live calls or their own calls through the system, I've had several people that I just played with just to see how well they do versus the way that our call center does.
Right.
And most of the time, they may sell one vehicle out of the 1,000 customers that they're supposed to call. But this is something that should have been done a week ago when I had called Duran and said, hey, let's get something out, let's do something. So these are some things, I mean, I'm just being realistic. This isn't going to be something
put diesel or unleaded in your bus?
And two, if you want to make some really nice, concrete calls, because this is not something that you can just call up on these equity customers and say, hey, Mrs. Jones, did you know that we have X amount of incentives on the Grand Caravan right now? You should probably come in and buy. That's not the way that these calls have to go. These people are in equity. They know that they're in equity. So in order to make these calls successful, I mean, what it sounds like saying that you don't want to hope and spray.
Right.
Because it's not going to work. But based off of your urgency, that's all you have. That's your opportunity right now. That's all you can do right now.
Okay, so then we'll run this one. So, Duran, what we're going to do is this. We're going to run that campaign right there, create the manifest. That's one. Now, Carrie, if we're going to do this the right way to set up for next month, right? What advice do you have?
Well, that's why I just mentioned, like, out of that 1,700 people that you have in there,
Yeah.
if you're going to have a team of people just straight calling these customers all day, just set it up so that maybe they call 800 people today, tomorrow they call another 800. I mean, you have 4,000 people in this query before you decide to change some of the parameters.
Do you have example scripts that you would suggest for this campaign?
We do have a virtual BDC that does have this, but I mean, here it is. I mean, you guys have been in the car business, and Sean, you have too. I mean, I'm sure you probably have a great example, but it's pretty simple. Hi, Mrs. Jones. My name is Carrie. I'm calling with Alan Biden's Automotive Group. Just want to let you know that I noticed your vehicle is in an equity position. Right now, we're in high demand of vehicles just like yours. When would be a good time for you to come down so that we could take a look at it?
Okay.
They may give you some sort of objectives and say, great, well, I just want to let you know that there's a great possibility that we can get you into a new 2012 Jeep Grand Cherokee with little or nothing out of pocket and possibly even lower your payment or keep it the same. Would that be something that interests you?
Okay, and now the dealers that you have that are doing this, what's the most successful dealer? You don't have to give me their name; that's confidential. But you just give me the example. The most successful dealer that are running equity campaigns. How successful are they as far as how many additional units are they selling per month?
That's such a hard question to answer because nobody's successful at it unless you do it through our virtual BDC or our call center, because nobody knows how to sell the appointment and not the vehicle over the phone. So if I had to say that if there was one group, I mean, on a monthly basis, let's say they have 1,000 emails that go out, and then on top of that, there's already follow-up tasks through the system to call on these customers. They probably sell anywhere between 3 to 5 vehicles, but that's about it. I mean, that's just because, no disrespect, but salespeople are lazy. They just expect things to be handed to them. I was in a call center before I came to a vendor, and then I was here, but then I also was in internet sales, and I had to fight to get, deals done. And then, the salespeople just waited for us. So you have to have a team of dedicated staff that know how to sell the appointment and not the vehicle over the phone. And that's why so many people fail when they try and make these phone calls or these follow-up calls to these equity customers, is because they don't know how to do that.
Okay, this is enlightening.
So, Durian, like when I called you last week and I said, hey, let's try and get something new, that would have been a perfect opportunity for us to set up these calls. And then at the end of last week, if it wasn't working, like I have one dealership who we've done calls to the Sierra customers every month. And every month I point out to the DP and I say, Kim, this isn't working. You should really try our call center. Our call center in less than 3 days already had 15 sales appointments. And they also had an additional 30 hot leads. I'm not trying to try and diss you on your talents or skills, but even for myself, when I was at a dealership, there's just so much commotion and not enough focus on the customer that it's not going to be, I know that everybody waits till the last minute, but this is something where you can, if you want to try and push that many vehicles.
No, we definitely appreciate the insight. Yeah, Duran, I don't know if you heard the question Duran asked you.
I said, does your bus take diesel or unleaded fuel?
Corn.
It takes what now?
Corn. I'm kidding.
Wow. But
No, Dre, I'm just being honest because that's one of the things that I do is I come out to you and I reach out to you guys to say, hey, here's some opportunities. So, and that's, I know how it is. The last 2 days of the month, you're pushing. You're like, oh my gosh, how am I going to get these units out? Yada yada yada. So you just got to answer my call and return it. You know what I mean? Don't wait till Sean Bradley gets in your office to give me a call and say, hey, how do I do this?
Carrie, I apologize. I barely get to answer my wife's call.
I know.
But,
I'm just giving you crap.